Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another special Madden rebuild here on Madden 25. Today, we might have the most difficult challenge there has ever been. Today, we try to take on the 2011, technically, but it's the 2012 roster. It's whatever. Denver Bronco rebuild. And I say it's the most challenge, most difficult challenge to date because there's a man at the quarterback position that we know in real life did not have the greatest NFL career known to mankind, and that man's name is Timothy Tebow. He has magical hands, but they don't throw a football very well. We're going to try to take this Denver Bronco team in this era, this 2011, 2012 era of Denver Bronco football, and make them a Super Bowl champion with Tim Tebow as the starting quarterback. We cannot change the Tim Tebow starting quarterback position. Every other position on this roster can be moved, probably will be moved. But Tim Tebow, the one constant that we have to have when we win a Super Bowl, and yes, when, not if, when we win a Super Bowl, is Tim Tebow has to be the starting quarterback of that team. So this could be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. Who knows how long this is going to take? Hopefully not 10 years. That's going to be pretty long. But Tim Tebow and the Denver Broncos, we're going to make sure that he gets the right NFL career, the career that he honestly probably should have had. I mean, you think about, I know that there's this discourse between, oh, these college players are so good. How do they not make it in the NFL? Some guys are just simply a good college quarterback. And Tim Tebow is arguably the greatest college quarterback of all time. And yet he didn't make it in the NFL. It just goes to show you the difference, the level of skill that you need to have, the brain power, the just everything that you need to have to be able to work in the NFL is crazy. That the greatest college quarterback of all time did not make it in the NFL. Absolute insanity. And then you've got guys like JT Barrett, who is not a greatest quarterback of all time, but JT Barrett was a great college quarterback. He's now quarterback coach, I think, for the Bears. He didn't even make it in the league. You've got I could name a bunch of Buckeye quarterbacks except for CJ Stroud, who didn't make it in the league. But there's a ton of players that haven't made it in the league, and there's a ton of players that did make it in the league. Tom Brady was a fine college quarterback. He wasn't anything special. He was a good player. He won games, won bowl games. He wasn't anything crazy at Michigan, but he becomes the greatest of all time. Patrick Mahomes wasn't anything crazy at Texas Tech. He was a good quarterback. He was fine. They didn't win really much at Texas Tech with him at quarterback. Look at him now. Jalen Hurts. He won a Heisman, but he got benched in the championship game, in the national championship for Tua. And then goes to Oklahoma, wins a Heisman there, and becomes a good quarterback. But he got drafted in like the second round. So it's hit or miss. So it's hit or miss with anybody, any position in college. But certainly the quarterback position is obviously the most talked about, the most controversial, the most criticized because it's the most important position. So today we are going to try to get Tim Tebow a career that he would be proud of. And I'm sure he's proud of his own career, obviously, his real career. But we're going to try to have him hold up a Lombardi trophy at the end of it. That is the goal. Hope you guys are going to enjoy. And if you want to see any other challenges like this with a specific player or specific team from a certain era that you want to see me try to resurrect, it's kind of similar to what I've done on the channel with like the revival series and stuff, where I take a certain player and make them a great player that in real life didn't really pan out or anything like that. This is kind of that series adjacent, if you can think of it like that. It's a normal rebuild. We're still going to be rebuilding the Denver Broncos in this era, but Tim Tebow is going to be the main focus. So it's kind of like a revival series episode, but I'm not using the revival series title. But yeah, that's basically what it is. So if you want to see me do this with another player or another team, let me know down below in comments. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go give Tim Tebow the career he deserves. We are staring at the 2011, 2012 Denver Bronco offense. And this man right here, Tim Tebow, is going to be the focus of today's video, but not the main focus because the whole team is the main focus. But Tim Tebow's got to be our starting quarterback. He starts out as a 70 overall, 71 with the boost. Yes, his player model is doesn't look anything like him. There's nothing I can do about that. He's 6'3", 245 pounds. He is a lefty. I made sure of that before I started up the franchise. He is a lefty. I just wanted to make sure the roster creator had that correct. But these are his ratings going into this rebuild. He's got decent speed, nothing too crazy. He's not going to be outrunning any defensive backs or anything like that, but really good acceleration, his agility. He's a good athlete, obviously. You guys know who Tim Tebow is. The only problem that he's got a decent arm, but he's not very accurate. So we're going to have to work on that in the just like getting him some progression, getting some upgrades. But we can't get him some upgrades without building the rest of this team around him and start winning a bunch of games. Luckily, we already have a decent structure to work with. We've got Willis McGahee at running back and No Sean Moreno at running back. We've got Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. We've got Eric Decker. We've got Eddie Royal. So there's a few pieces here to work with on offense, but obviously we're probably going to be getting some other wide receivers throughout the next couple of years of drafts. I mean, the 2014 draft is right around the corner. Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, DeAndre Hopkins in a couple of, I think he's 2013, but whatever. There's a bunch of guys coming in the future that we could be able to grab. Offensive line is honestly not that bad. I mean, there's obviously need some upgrades like the interior part, but offensive line in general is not bad. We've already got Ryan Clady, who's a 98 overall. He's an X factor. He's goated. And then we've got is it Orlando? I think it's Orlando Franklin, right? Yeah, Orlando Franklin. They gave him hidden dev and they gave him an 84 overall. So I don't know who made this roster, but they gave him pretty good stats and a pretty good starting overall. So I'm happy about that. We also have this guy right here who is Adam Grant. He's 25. He is obviously a tackle. He's 6'6", but at hidden dev, I mean, maybe we can move him to guard. That's a really tall guard, but I mean, Mekhi Becton playing guard now for some reason, so I guess tall guards are a thing now. Maybe we can move him to. I guess let's switch him to left guard and see if he's a higher overall than Zane Beatles, which is a 74. If he's a higher overall, then he can play. If he's not, then we'll just move him back. He's going to be tied at 74 overall. Well, he's going to start. He's going to start over. I do have the auto-generate lineups on because if you don't have that on, you can't go over here and click generate best lineup. It won't do anything, which is just great mechanics by this game, but whatever. Julius Thomas, which we know obviously turns into a really, really productive player in real life. Will he have that same effect in this series or this video? I have no idea. We might have to get a new tight end at some point. But he's a decent player. 65 overall with no dev trades, kind of tough, though. And then the defense. The defense is weird. This defense is like the last of the old generation mixed with the beginning. It's like right at the end of the old generation, and then the new generation is coming in and mixing with it, because obviously we've got rookie Von Miller, who I'm super excited to have in this rebuild. He's going to go crazy in this rebuild. I'm assuming he's going to be a 99 within a year. He's already a 92. So he's going to be a 99 very, very soon. And I'm guessing he's going to have X Factor out the gates. We've also got Carter, who is a free safety rookie dev. Quentin Carter from Oklahoma. Free safety's done. Free safety finished. Don't have to worry about free safety or outside linebacker, or at least right outside linebacker. We've also got Elvis Dumerville. But what I was talking about with the old guard, we've got Champ Bailey and we've got B-Doc. We've got Weapon X. So both those guys probably on the way out. They're probably going to be on the way out. So those are going to be positions we're going to need to fix. We have Elvis Dumerville. How old's Elvis in this? He is 27. Okay, so starting to become a little bit old. But right now, for the first couple of years at least, he's a good placeholder until we find some replacement. Maybe Jadeveon Clowney. That'd be a talk about that combination. Jadeveon Clowney and Von Miller. Ooh, that's crazy. And then we got Robert Ayers. We've got Bunkley. We've got Chris Harris Jr. on this team. So this is a good starting base for a rebuild. It's not too overly good. Like right out the gates, it's not too good. But it's not also like god-awful like some teams we've had in the past. Now, I did load in the 2012 draft class. Obviously, Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III, Julian Blackman. That's not the name. Justin Blackman, Trent Richardson, Luke Kuechly. Pairing Luke Kuechly alongside Von Miller would be ungodly. Fletcher Cox would be a great pickup as well. Same thing with Dontari Poe. There's a lot of good pieces in this class. A lot of good pieces. 2012 is kind of an underrated one. It's got some really good players in this draft class. The wide receiver though isn't like too good. There's a few guys that are decent, like T.Y. Hilton could be a nice pickup in the second round or something like that. But I like this draft class. It's going to be super helpful for us. So before we get in any simulation like that, I think we might want to maybe trade some people. I'm not sure if we have any people that I would be willing to trade that are going to have like crazy good value. Willis McGahee, he's 29. He probably would have some pretty decent value. Would I want to trade Willis McGahee? He's got 7 years on his contract. I just noticed that. He's got 7 years on his contract. Wow. He's going to be 30 next year. How do I feel about that? Champ Bailey. Does Champ Bailey have any value? Charles Tillman, Jermaine Gresham. We could get our tight end situation figured out with Jermaine Gresham. Okay, so Champ is not going to be able to get us a first round pick, which I didn't honestly think he was going to be able to, but you never know. We could swap him for Ladarius Webb, who's 25. He's a little bit of a lower overall, but he's. Do I want to get rid of Champ Bailey? He's got 3 years of control. He's probably going to get worse, though, as he keeps getting older. So maybe we capitalize on the value now and get younger. How many years of control does Ladarius Webb have? View the contract. How much control does he have? Contract. He's got 2 years remaining. Champ's got 3 years. I'm okay with this only because we're getting super young and it's not that big of a hit on terms of overall. So I'm okay with that. I know Champ's a fan favorite for both Commander fans and Bronco fans, and I love Champ Bailey too. Don't get me wrong. But for the purposes of the rebuild, we had to do that. DJ Williams is locked up for 7 years as well. He's probably not got really much of a future. Same thing with B-Doc. He really didn't have a future. He's 37, and he's got 6 years of control. Why does he have such a big contract? These contracts are out of control. Willis McGahee being 29 with 7 years remaining. Andre Smith, Alex Mack too, Daryl Washington. OGs know how good Daryl Washington was at one point. Charles Woodson. If this was back in the 90s, I'd go for Charles Woodson. Ooh, I do like Rolando McClain. And I think I had a rebuild recently where Rolando McClain became a really good player for me. He developed really well. Willis McGahee is an interesting one. We can get a first round pick if we trade him for Jerry Hughes. We can get a couple different teams give us a first round pick for him. Do I trade away? I mean, we do have No Sean Moreno at running back. Do I go for gold and try to get a first round pick? I'd be trading him to the Colts, who in real life this year had the number one overall pick because Peyton was hurt and they got Andrew Luck out of it. But Peyton's not going to be hurt in this. And we also pick up Jerry Hughes, which without a dev trait probably is not going to be as good, but this is an intriguing one. Maybe there's somebody else I can get other than Jerry Hughes. There's Pat McAfee. What a guy. There's Peyton Manning. He's 35. He's not going to be hurt, but he's not a very good overall right now. No, there's not really anybody else that I really want. Maybe I just take. I don't really want even Jerry Hughes. I don't think. I could probably get him for something else, honestly. How about you just give me a couple of draft picks? Whoops. That's not what I want to do. How about you just give me a couple of draft picks? You give me 2 firsts and a second for Willis McGahee. It's honestly not bad. Okay. Okay. We can talk about this. I already gave Champ Bailey up. I'm not going to give Webb up. I could give Andre Goodman. He's 33. That's declined. We're getting closer. Strong safety is Brian Dawkins. I might as well just keep Brian Dawkins. He's not going to be worth anything, I don't think. They also need a left guard. Well, we just moved Grant to left guard. Maybe this is where we move Zane Beatles. Ooh, super close to being accepted. Super close. So if I toss in like a fifth round pick in a few years. No, a fourth round pick in a few years. Is that going to get it across? It is. So Willis McGahee heads to Indianapolis along with a fourth round pick and a couple of just throw in guys. We get two first round picks, one this year, one next year, and then a second round pick this year. So we add a first and a second to our draft capital this year. That's going to hurt us a little bit without Willis McGahee on the roster, but I am going to put some faith in Noshan Moreno, 24 years old. Maybe he can turn into something. I have no idea. I don't even know how this Denver Bronco playbook is going to sim, to be honest. Offense needs a lot of work in terms of dev trades, that's for sure. That is for sure. But the defense, we've got Lardarius Webb now. We've got Chris Harris, who's going to jump up and get a little bit more playtime without that other dude, the Vaughn guy, or not Vaughn, whoever we just traded away. I forget already who we just traded away. But yeah, I mean, Jerry Hughes wouldn't even have started here. We've got Doomerville and we've got Robert Ayers. So I think those are going to be the only trades that we make. We had one guy that I was willing to trade that was able to give us a first round pick, and he did. So now we're going to have to keep our eye on Seattle, not Seattle because we're playing Seattle, Indianapolis, and see if we can get ourselves two top picks. Who knows how Tebow's going to do, but we got to keep focus on Tebow and hope that he develops also as well. This is going to be a big experiment to see, is this Denver playbook going to be good for us? Or are we going to have to switch? I don't know, but I'm going to simulate year number one, and we'll see where this roster takes us. Maybe it's going to be good, maybe it's going to be bad. Let's find out. We finished up the first season, the regular season sim, and somehow, some way, we snuck into the playoffs with an 8-9 record. I don't really even know how that happened. The Colts were worse than us. They went 6-11. That's not the worst in the entire league. The Dolphins were 2-15. So we're not going to have a number one overall pick, but we're going to have at least a top 10 pick, I would think. Maybe 7, probably somewhere around there. And that's manageable. We can get Luke Kuechly probably with that. So somehow we made the playoffs. I have absolutely no idea how we made the playoffs at 8-9, but we did. And Tim Tebow is now a playoff quarterback like he was in real life. I think he beat the Steelers, right? In a playoff game. It was like overtime, right? And the pass to Demaryius Thomas or something like that. Whatever, I don't remember. 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 17 interceptions for Tim Tebow. The playbook might be causing some of this. It also could be because he's a low overall. He's like a 72 or 73, something like that. So that also could be contributing to him having a lot of interceptions and not a lot of touchdowns. We'll keep an eye on it. If it starts to be like a similar thing that he's having like this kind of stat line and he's growing to be like in mid 80 overall quarterback, then we'll start to maybe consider changing the playbooks. But right now, these are fine numbers for year number one. I mean, we made the playoffs. Noshan Moreno didn't really get a lot of yards, but remember in Madden, when you're a low overall running back in simulation, you don't really sim that well. So we're either going to draft a running back that's a higher overall or just hope that Moreno develops. Who knows? Eddie Royal, not the guy that I would have expected to be leading the team in receiving yards, but 1,100 for him and 11 touchdowns. Okay. Decker was next. Only had one touchdown, though. And then Demaryius Thomas was third. I would have expected Thomas to be obviously number one, but Eddie Royal had a killer year. That's got to be dev trade upgradable, right? I mean, that's a killer season. And then defensively, I mean, Von Miller, defensive rookie of the year. You got to be kidding me. These are unbelievable numbers, ungodly numbers for a rookie. Then we've got Cassius Vaughn with 80 tackles. Lardarius Webb ends up being, I mean, he had, I just know. Lardarius Webb had 12 interceptions. I just saw that. I don't know. Have I ever seen? I can't remember the last time that there was an interception number in simulation that was this crazy. Like, we've seen crazy sack numbers. I've seen 30 sacks in a simulation season. I've seen 150, 160 tackles in a simulation season. I've seen 25, 30, 35 tackles for loss in a simulation season from a player. I don't know if I've ever seen 12 interceptions. Not that I can remember like off the top of my head. 12 interceptions? I mean, that makes the trade a W regardless of what else happens. I mean, that's insanity. I've never seen that before. At least what I can remember. I can't remember anything that crazy. Robert Ayers had 15 tackles for loss. Miller had 13. DJ Williams had 12. Sack leader was DJ with 15. And then look at the production from the outside linebackers. Crazy numbers. And then Ayers had 4.5. So This playbook I think is going to be very reliant on outside linebackers, so we're going to have to draft one to replace DJ Williams at some point. And then interceptions, who else would lead the team other than Ladarius Webb at 12? And then Jonathan Willett? I don't know how to say his name. He had 4. Quentin Carter had 3. Wesley Woodard had 2. Miller had 1. Oh, Brian Dawkins had 1. Good for him. 12 interceptions is legitimately crazy. I can't even believe. I mean, that's got to be some sort of record, right? There's no way anybody had 12 interceptions in a season. Season numbers for interceptions. Oh, Night Train had 14. Well, that's annoying. That is annoying. Is there interceptions for Sammy Baugh had 4 interceptions in 1944? You're a running back, dog. Oh, I can't believe we don't even get in the record books because Night Train Lane was a freak. All right, whatever. I think that's the first time I've opened up the record books in Madden 25. That's kind of crazy. All right, are we going to win a playoff game here against Baltimore? They're 12-5. This is their championship year, I think. No, we lose 24-20. I didn't think we would win. I'm surprised we were even there, to be honest. Julius Thomas gets an upgrade point. That's nice to see. He's just developing super slow because he's got normal dev. Let's get to the Super Bowl and see who's playing in it. Who's playing in the 2011-2012 Super Bowl? It'll be Eagles and Ravens. I mean, the Ravens won it in 2012 in real life with Flacco and Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis retired on top, all that kind of stuff. Ed Reed. I think, was Ray Rice on that team? Yeah, Ray Rice was on that team. Who else is on that team? They had, was it Michael Crabtree? Was he on that? Was he a receiver on that team? I know that Steve Smith wasn't there yet. Who else? I mean, I could check. This is the same roster. I could check, but Haloti Ngata was on that team, I think. A lot of good players. That's why they won the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco, obviously a quarterback. Who won the Super Bowl though? I didn't even see the score. Looks like the Ravens did it in here too, so it's lore accurate. Good for them. Ed Reed is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Rodgers wins MVP of the league. Calvin Johnson and Lardarius Webb, I mean, did you think he was not going to win it? Are players of the year. Then Randall Cobb and Von Miller. So we take home 2 awards this year. 2 awards. Defensive Player of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. This defense is going to be God tier when I'm done with it. Absolute Studley. We live in Studleyville. And we will move it to the offseason. Players that are ready to negotiate. We have over $100 million. Wesley Woodard needs a new contract. Eddie Royal does go up to star. That's huge. Because he's probably going to need a new contract. We're going to probably get to pay him. Matt Prater, why do you need a new contract? Why do kickers need contracts? Just play for free, big dog. You don't do much. Let's re-sign him. He's coming back. Wesley Woodard's obviously coming back. He's 26. He's valuable. It just sucks that he doesn't want to be here because he wants to be close to Georgia. Why do you want to be a Georgia? Who wants to live in Georgia? Who wants to live in the South? South sucks. Nobody can read. They're all stupid. South sucks. Resign Eddie Royal. Got him, honestly, for the cheap. And then everybody else can kick rocks. We will move to free agency. I have no idea what this free agency is going to be like. I don't remember from the Andrew Luck Andrew Luck Rams rebuild that we did a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember what the free agent periods look like, so we'll just go in with fresh eyes and see what happens. Who's available? You got Seabass, you got Kevin Barry, you got Jared Gaither. I think I signed him in that Rams video. Mario Manningham. Anybody else? I thought I said Ray Lewis for a second. A lot of tackles. We don't need tackles, really. We're pretty much good at that. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep our money. I don't really think there's a guy here that changes our team. Brandon Flowers is cool. We could always use corner, but we could just draft those guys too. Pierre Garçon is interesting. AJ Hawk is down here. Okay, I didn't scroll down far enough, I guess. I am a big AJ Hawk guy. I'm a big AJ. I might just bring him in just because he's AJ Hawk and I like him. He's not going to really do much. He might start for a minute until we figure out the actual plan, but I might just bring him in just because I like AJ Hawk. All right, he's going to sign with us. He'll play middle linebacker for the moment, depending on what happens in this draft. But let's get to that draft. And also, we got to take a look at the lineup to see any depth trade upgrades. Did Tim Tebow go up to star? That'd be huge. We know about Eddie Royal. No, Tim is still normal dev. Franklin is revealed to have superstar. Grant is revealed to have star. No other player on offense goes up a depth trade other than we knew about Eddie Royal. Tinty was a 74, though. And then on defense, Von Miller's an X factor. DJ Williams goes up to superstar. That's huge. Lardarius Webb's a superstar. Not surprised there at all. Chris Harris revealed to have star. Carter revealed to have star. Okay, so a little bit of movement, a little bit of upgrades. That's always nice, especially after only 1 year. Let's get to the good stuff, though. Let's get to the 2012 draft. We got 2 first-round picks. Got to figure out where those picks are going to be at. Since we made the playoffs, our pick is probably going to be like teens, I would think. But let's figure this out first. We got to do private workouts. I used my initial scouts on Kuechly, Fletcher Cox, and somebody down here, Harrison Smith, because we could always use a strong safety. Who am I going to use these other ones on, though? I'm not 100% sure. Bobby Wagner, we know he's going to be good, but I'll use it on him anyway. T.Y. I'll use one on. We don't need a quarterback. We could use one on a running back because we might need one. But there are going to be better running backs coming up in the future, so maybe we just hold out for another season. It's probably not going to hurt that much to have no Sean play. And then we will use the third one. Isn't Josh Gordon in this draft? Or is that 2013? There he is. There's Josh Gordon. I might as well use it on him just to see how good he is. There's Jermaine Kearse as well. I just saw him down there. We'll use it on Josh Gordon for the memes. Just see how good he is. I don't remember. So we'll get to mock draft season. See what's going on with mock draft number 5. Where is everybody projected? All right. Mock draft season. Here we go. Mock draft number 5. Dolphins have the first pick. They've taken Andrew Luck. Not a surprise. Hey, look at that. Commanders and RG3. Good for them. Mark Barron, Bruce Irvin, Stephon Gilmore, Michael Floyd, not Malcolm. Morris Claiborne. And then we have pick number 8 thanks to the Colts. I blanked on a second who we traded with. The Colts. They have us taking Justin Blackmon. That's just simply not going to be the case. Who do we take? Oh, Kuechly is who we take. Duh. Can't believe I almost forgot about who we take. And then we have number 19 as well. We could take Fletcher Cox. I mean, they're right there for us. It's available. We also could take Harrison Smith. He's available to grab as well. And then Bobby Wagner. There's a lot of guys we could grab. But Kuechly is going to be our pick at 8. That's pretty obvious. Then we have a decision to make at 19. What did I want to... I wanted to check something. Oh, I wanted to check the lineup to see what kind of decisions we need to make. So, wide receiver we could use, but not right now. I mean, if T.Y. falls to us, I'll think about it, because we have 2 second-round picks. So if he's there, I'll take him. But right now, he's not a top priority. A tight end is probably on the list of top priorities. A center is on the list of top priorities. And then on defense, we're going to add that middle linebacker Kuechly, so he's going to fill in with A.J. Hawk. Strong safety, if we bring out Harrison Smith, that would be that position filled out. So I think those are going to be my 2 picks. I think it's going to be Kuechly and Harrison Smith, and then we'll see what happens in the second round. So let's start drafting here and see what goes down. Are the Dolphins actually going to draft Big Dog Luck? They certainly do. They've got their quarterback of the future. And the Commanders, we'll see if this version of RG3 and the Commanders actually works out. Then you got the Vikings taking Mark Barron. Hopefully the board goes exactly how it said it was going to go. Bruce Irvin. Jaguars take Stephon Gilmore. I would have liked Stephon Gilmore, but the addition of Lardarius Webb means we don't really need him that much. Michael Floyd. And then Tampa will grab Maurice Claiborne. Perfect. Kuechly is just sitting right there for us to grab, and we will not pass up on that opportunity. Absolutely not. We know how good of a player he is, and pairing him alongside Von Miller, might as well just give us the Lombardi now. Number 2 player in true value. He's a freak. He's going to be our linebacker number 1. Or middle linebacker number 1, I guess. Next user pick. So Trent Richardson got drafted by the Jets, and then Russell Wilson got taken by the Chiefs. Justin Blackmon, Chandler Jones, Don Terry Poe, David DeCastro. Good players got taken, but we don't need those guys right now. We need Big Harry. We need Harry Smith as our strong safety. So we've completed 2 of the positions that we absolutely desperately needed to fix, and that was middle linebacker and strong safety. Good start to the draft. A good start. Oh, T.Y. got taken at 36. If he would have been there at 40, I would have grabbed him. Kobe Fleener. Not a bad option at tight end, but like I said, it's not like the biggest of needs. How good was Josh Gordon? He's a he's a potentially undrafted as his true talent. That's good stuff right there. I like that. But we also got like Marvin Jones Jr., Travis Benjamin down here, so there's going to be some options later in the draft if we need a wide receiver. I could go Kobe Fleener, but I don't really want to. We need a center, but there's not a center that I want to take, unfortunately, in this one. Colecchio Semele might not be bad. We could also use another interior guard. Defensive line, probably not the draft for that. And then we've got outside linebacker. Levante David and Demario Davis are interesting. Ooh. We did just get DJ Williams to go up to Superstar Dev, but he is like 30 now, so probably got to have a replacement for him at some point. And then at corner, Josh Norman's a day 3 guy. That could be a nice pickup. Jeremy Lane I also saw there. Patriot legend Nate Ebner. Okay. Josh Norman will have to keep a reminder about. I could go Casey Hayward. That might be a smart pickup. He's probably not going to be horrible. I don't really know where to go with this. I'm kind of leaning towards Levante David, but I also kind of want to get Demario Davis. But then again, Colecchio Semele's here. I think I'm going to go Colecchio Semele. Passing up on Levante David's a little bit tricky, but I like Colecchi. We need interior offensive line, so going with him is going to be my pick. And then we'll see who's available. Levante does get taken, but nobody else that I was wanting got taken, so that's good. And since we don't have an extra third round pick, I probably need to make my decision on Demario Davis now because I feel like he's not going to be around when we pick again. So if I want him, I probably got to grab him here, which it might be considered a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to take Demario Davis with this pick. Little bit of a reach, I think, but he's got normal dev. Luckily, he doesn't have to play right away because we have DJ Williams. That could be considered a little bit of a reach, but I'm okay with it. And now we come back up, and I'm probably going to take guys that are projected in day 3 now. I'm looking at either one of these two guys, or I'm looking at Josh Norman. I could probably get away with one of these two guys first. Devere Posey's down here. He smells good. What about Rashard? Anybody remember Rashard Matthews? Junior Hemingway, Patriot legend. I think I'm going to take Marvin Jones Jr. here. We need an extra wide receiver. It's not like a main priority, but we could use one. Grab Marvin Jones Jr. He's a hidden dev. That's better than the Demario Davis pick, I guess. And then we will pray that Josh Norman doesn't get grabbed. And I see him up there by the Commanders. I should have taken him first. That's okay. It sucks. I'm not okay. Jeremy Lane's also here. We could grab him. He's probably not that much worse than Josh Norman, so we'll grab him. We do need to grab an extra corner. He's got normal dev. I think Josh had hidden dev, but that's okay. I like the draft. We got like 2 studs with Kuechly and Harrison Smith, so I'm okay with that draft. We immediately got better. That's pretty obvious. But we will see what these overalls are. We got 82 for Kuechly, 76 for Smith, 74 for Osemele. Then we got 69 for Demario Davis, 65 for both Jones and Lane, and then I took Alfred Morris. Okay. The rest of the NFL, Andrew Luck is the best player in the class, well, technically tied. And then Bobby Wagner, Stephon Gilmore, yada, 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 and more yada. Okay. So we won 8 games in year 1. We've objectively gotten better. Guys have grown in their overalls. They've started to develop a little bit. Hopefully Tim Tebow can take that next step and become star development. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm liking the way this team is looking so far. We still obviously got some pieces to work out, but it's starting to come together. It's slow, but it's starting to come together. I like the defense a lot more than the offense, though. I like the defense, especially with the addition of Kuechly. This linebacking core is going to be disgusting this year. And we'll see if Lardarius Webb can keep up the hot streak. I mean, he had 12 interceptions in year 1. What's he going to have in year number 2? The only way to find out is to sim. This year didn't really go much better. We lost more games than we won. We were 5-12 this year after, like I said before, objectively getting better. So I think it could be due to the playbooks, or it could be due to Tim Tebow's low overall. He does have quarterback of the future tag, which is nice, but these are very similar numbers, almost identical. The touchdowns aren't the same, but almost identical numbers to what he had last year. No Sean Moreno still not getting the love. Decker now leads the team with 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. Thomas was close. Very interesting numbers. Luke Kuechly, 130 tackles. DJ Williams, 107. Lardarius Webb had 85. He didn't have 12 interceptions this year. That's upsetting. I was kind of hoping he would do it again. We did have 15 tackles for loss for Von Miller. I mean, that combination of him and Luke Kuechly is going to be nuts. Broderick Bunkley had 10. Doomerville had 9. Sack leader was Miller with 17. He's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year, I would hope. Robert Ayers, 7.5. Doomerville, 7. Interception leader still was Lardarius Webb, even though he only had 2 this year. But I know it's early, but I think it might be time for a little bit of a playbook change, considering we won 5 games and we got better. So, what playbook should we go to that fits Tim Tebow's style? I don't want to go to like Baltimore's offense because that's speaking of they're in the Super Bowl again, back to back years. But that's not really what Tim Tebow does. He's more of like a run and gun. He's not more just a straight run. But the Ravens do go back to back, so maybe we should use Ravens playbooks. I mean, they've won 2 championships in a row in this rebuild. Maybe they are the gold standard. It is Jimmy Smith winning MVP of the league or of the Super Bowl. Drew Brees MVP of the league. Marquise Colston and Ndamukong Suh Players of the Year. Russell Wilson and Fletcher Cox are the Rookies of the Year. No awards for us this time around. I'm surprised that Von Miller didn't win it with 17 sacks. That's kind of shocking, actually. Usually they value sacks a lot in Defensive Player of the Year. But whatever. We move to the offseason. Ryan Clady needs a contract extension. Lardarius Webb needs a contract extension. We got to pay some people, and it's not going to be fun. Why are there 2 Virgil Greens? Let's see. So, No Sean needs a new contract. He has gone up to a 75. Robert Ayers is a star dev now. Well, we got to pay these 2 guys. That's just obvious. So let's get Ryan Clady locked up, hopefully for the rest of the rebuild. I don't know how long it's going to take, but hopefully it doesn't take more than 6 seasons. I'd be kind of upset if it took more than that. He's not coming back, so we got to franchise tag Ryan Clady. That's annoying. Franchise tag him for $23.5 million. I was hoping just to get it over with, but we are going to re-sign Lardarius Webb. Hopefully he just accepts it, not because then we'd have to trade him probably. I don't really want to do that. So please just accept this. Thank you. He's coming back. We got to get Robert Ayers back because he's developed into a pretty solid player, which I was hoping he would. And he should accept that. All right, we're trading Robert Ayers. No Sean, I'll bring back, but we could replace. Never mind, he's leaving. God, bro. Or did we get him back? He's not here anymore. I must have signed him. Maybe I read the message wrong. And now we got to bring back Dustin Colquitt. Talk about not mattering. He's gonna come back. I think I misread the message that Big Dog sent. No Sean Moreno. Broderick Bunkley is a wild person to re-sign, I think. So let's see what we can get for him. We can get Peanut. We can get Leotis McKelvin. Kind of cool. Kyle Williams. DJ Williams. Emmanuel Sanders. Daniel Manning. Jacoby Ford. We can get something better, I think. Let's just go straight to D tackles and try to replace him with an actual other D tackle. So what can we get? Who's available that's not going to be like crazy valuable, but we know has potential? There's Dontari Poe. Maybe I should have taken Dontari Poe. Ndamukong Suh just won Defensive Player of the Year. He's not going to be available. Nick Fairley, they wouldn't give him up either, I don't think. Will Fork's not going to be available. I don't hate Michael Brockers. He's got star dev. He's only 22. We could probably also get something else for him. There's Fletcher Cox. He's not going to be available. Jarrell Casey. I don't hate the idea of Michael Brockers. He's not a high overall, but he does have development trait, and he's got a potential to grow even further. I can't pair. Ooh, I might be able to pair Chimney. I'm a big Chimney Cheekwa fan, or Chekwa. I call him Cheekwa. Let's see if I can just get these two guys as a package deal. No, they value them both more than. How do you value them both more than Broderick Bunkley? What are you talking about? What about just Brockers? Wow. Okay. Never mind. We probably won't be able. If that's how they're doing it for Brockers, we probably won't be able to get anything unless we take a deal here. Um, I don't really like any of these, but we got to get something for him. So I'm going to trade him for Leotis McKelvin. Broderick Bunkley gone, and then who was the other guy that we didn't re-sign? It was. Was it Robert Ayers? I think it was. All right, what can we get for Robert? He's younger. He's got potential to be better, but the trades are not there. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. I see how it be. What can we get for him? What can we get for him? Brandon Graham is interesting, but he doesn't have a dev trait. Kind of hurts him. Greg Hardy, maybe? Pernell McPhee's intriguing. JJ Watt. JJ Watt. Oh, JJ. Oh, JJ. What pick do we have? We have pick 4 and pick 5 this year? Oh, that's huge. That's legitimately huge. I kind of want JJ, though. I'd have to give up one of my first round picks plus a second round pick this year. We have 2 of them. Yeah, we have 2 second, or no, we only have 1 second round pick. I thought I got a. Oh no, that was only for the next year or the previous year. So I'd have to give up one of my first round picks plus a second round pick, my second round pick this year. That's not. I mean, it's JJ Watt. Yeah, yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. That seems like a no brainer trade. How could I pass? Look at this team. We've got JJ Watt, Von Miller, and Luke Kuechly on the same roster. That's legitimately crazy. And then I could probably get Robert Ayers for a second pick and get that second round pick back. I think I can get him for get my second round pick back. Alfred Morris has superstar dev. That's kind of wild. Let's see. All these guys are decently developing. Developing decently is what I should have phrased that. You want Ryan Harris? He's not that good. Declined. Maybe I'm asking for a little bit too much. Maybe I shouldn't be asking for both the second and the third. I gotta try though, right? We've got 4 solid overall corners. You want David Bruton? Didn't really do much, did it? Am I asking for too much? Maybe. Yeah. I think I'm asking for a little bit too much. Maybe we just go for the second. All right, so we get the second round pick. We couldn't finesse our way into a third round pick as well, but I got my second round pick back, and I was able to get JJ Watt. So I think that's the biggest of W's, the absolute biggest of W's. And I mean, I could trade up to the number 1 pick and then trade out of it, but I don't think that's going to be what I do. I am going to buy all this stuff though, just in case I want to do a little bit of trading. I'll be able to. I can't believe I'm gonna have to franchise or I'm gonna have to re-sign Ryan Clady again because he didn't want to freaking accept my offer. Just accept it the first time. We wouldn't have to deal with any of these problems, but now I'm gonna have to go next year and re-sign him. I think I'm gonna give the playbooks one more year. If this third season doesn't go very well, then we'll switch up the playbooks after that. But I think we'll give one more year. Marquise Colston at 30 years old is in free agency as an X factor. That's kind of cool, but I don't really. He doesn't want to be here, and I don't really want to pay him. So I think we're just gonna let all of these guys go. Michael Crabtree. Hmm. I might toss a little bit of an offer of Michael Crabtree. We don't have Josh Norman on the team, so it'd be good. Let's see if we can pull him in. He might go to the Chiefs. He chose us. Perfect. That's another receiver to add to the team. DeAndre Hopkins is in this draft, so if I want to go DeAndre Hopkins, I will. But we have pick number 4, which is huge. Having pick number 4, no, we have pick number 5. Excuse me. We traded pick number 4 for JJ. We have pick number 5, which is also huge. It's just, what do I want to do with that pick? I don't know. It's not a great draft, 2013. It's an okay draft. I mean, you got Sheldon Richardson, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you've got Cordell Patterson, Geno Smith, big play Slay. That might be my go-to at pick 5. Or Travis Frederick. We are kind of in need of a center. So maybe we go Travis Frederick. But I get Travis Frederick all the time, don't I? Le'Veon Bell's available. Where do I want to go? We scout all the tight ends. We could take Travis Kelce. He's available in this one. What is going to be my goal? Kyle Long's not a bad option. I think we need to take D tackle because we just traded away our D tackle, right? So who else is in this class? Not really a lot, is there? I might go Sharif Floyd. No, Kawan Short. We'll go Kawan Short. Okay. There are some options here. We got to take a look at the team first, and then we got to take a look at the mock draft, see what is going on. So let's go to the lineup screen and see what we're working with here. Okay, so Osemele's superstar dev. I mean, Walton's not bad at an 84. I don't hate that. We could use an upgrade at guard, but Grant's fine for now. Crabtree actually came in as our number 1 receiver. He's a high enough. I thought Thomas was higher overall, but whatever. And then on defense, I mean, this defense is god tier. We just need to add a D tackle and maybe an extra middle linebacker. But we have Wesley Woodyard, who could play that. Cornerback room's looking great. Safeties are looking great. Middle linebacker and D tackle are a big need, along with tight end and running back. Those are some big needs. But I think this might be a Sheldon Richardson pick if he's available to us. He's going to be, because Hopkins is right ahead of us, but Sheldon Richardson's projected at, oh man, he's really far down. Wow, Sheldon Richardson, is he going to fall out of the first round? No, he's at number 19. Interesting. Darius Slay is a top 5 talent. He's at 12. I shouldn't have traded that other pick for JJ Watt because I kind of want both of those guys, but we have pick number 5. They want us to take Deion Jordan. That's not going to happen. Do I trade out of the pick? I don't know. I don't know what the best idea would be. Commanders have the number 1 pick. They had the number 2 pick last year. They took RG3. This time they take Ziggy Ansah. Then we've got Eric Fisher going. The Cincinnati Bengals take Luke Jokel. Texans will grab themselves DeAndre Hopkins. You're welcome, Houston. And now we are up at number 5. How far can I trade back without losing the possibility of Darius Slay or Sheldon Richardson? We don't need a corner, though, do we? I think I'm just going to stay at 5. We'll take Sheldon Richardson. We need a D tackle more than we need a corner. I know he's projected to go super late, but I'm just going to take him now. We know he's going to be a good player. So, Sheldon Richardson, welcome to the team. We need a D tackle. He's ranked number 8 in true value. He's got hidden dev. He needs to play D tackle for us, so we got him. Perfect. Now we sim to the second round and we see what's available. Le'Veon Bell got grabbed early in the second round, or a couple picks ahead of us. Kawan Short's available. Manti Te'o's available. I wonder if he would be a good pickup. Keenan Allen. Ooh, Keenan Allen. Maybe Travis Kelce. Might be a little early for Travis Kelce, though. Teron Armstead. Ooh. Mm. There's a couple of guys that I want. Do I want Manti Te'o that bad, though? He's probably not going to be that good of a player. He probably won't even have a dev trait, but there's Tyrann Mathieu. Honey Badger or Keenan Allen or Teron Armstead. All of them are available, and I only have one option. I only have one chance to get them. Receiver, with the addition of Michael Crabtree, I'm not as concerned about the receiver position. So I think we can check Keenan Allen off, even though I do like him and I do want him. Travis Kelce, we might be able to grab in the third round. It's a little bit playing risky, but we might be able to do it. So it's really down to Teron Armstead and Tyrann Mathieu, because I don't think Manti Te'o is going to have that good of a dev trait, unfortunately. Do we go with Tyrann Mathieu? Do we go with Teron Armstead? I was just talking about how we possibly could use an upgrade at the guard position. Maybe we could just move Teron Armstead to the guard, because we already have our tackles pretty much set. And Logan Ryan is available down the board for a possible pickup. Maybe. AJ Bouye is down there. I think I'm going to pass on Tyrann Mathieu. It hurts. I think I'm going to take Teron Armstead. That makes the most sense. Makes the most sense for me. We're going to take Teron Armstead. He's number 16. He's got a dev trait. We'll try him at left guard. We'll see how high of an overall he is. All right, go to round 3. Kelce, please don't get taken. Hopefully he didn't get taken in the second round. Travis Kelce, please be there. Travis. Yes, Travis Kelce is available. We've got our tight end figured out. Okay. Perfect. Travis Kelce got grabbed. We will move to the 4th round. See what's available now. Jordan Poyer's still available. That might actually be a pretty decent pickup. I might go Jordan Poyer here. I was going to take AJ Bouye, but Poyer is a solid pickup at corner and also possibly safety. And then we go all the way to the 7th round. I didn't realize we didn't have any other picks, but we go all the way to the 7th round, and I'll just let the CPU handle the 7th round pick. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so a lot of tough decisions had to be made there, but we ended up with Travis Kelce, Teron Armstead, and then our first overall pick, which was Sheldon Richardson. He's a 74. Armstead's a 73. Kelce's a 73. They took Tavares King. Okay. Very interesting. What does he become at left guard? He can't start right away, unfortunately, because he's not that high of an overall, but what is he at left guard? He is a 73 still, so we'll just keep him at left guard, and eventually he'll grow to surpass Grant at left guard. Okay, so like I said, we're going to keep the Bronco playbook for one more season. I highly doubt we would be as bad as we were this year, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know for sure. We do add Travis Kelce, which is going to help. Our wide receiver room is pretty decent. It's really up to Tebow at this point, because the defense is great. There's not really a weakness in the defense. So I guess we're going to find out. We're going to simulate year number 3 and see if it's a playbook problem or if we are going to be pretty good. I don't know. Let's find out. After the 3rd year of simulation, we're back in the playoffs at 9-8. So the first year we made the playoffs at 8-9, then we went 5-12, and now we're back in the playoffs, but now at 9-8. So I don't know if it's the team getting better, Tebow is getting better, or if the playbooks are working. I mean, the playbooks aren't doing him any wonders for his touchdown interception ratio, that's for sure. I was debating while sitting through the simulation. I was debating whether or not to switch it to Kansas City. Not just because we have Travis Kelsey, but because I think that Tim Tebow could in fact be a poor man's Patrick Mahomes. So I think we could get that to work. But we'll see what happens in this playoff run, I guess. Demaryius Thomas had 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Eddie Royal did pretty well. Crabtree did pretty good. Defensively, we had 112 tackles from Kuechly, not a surprise. 96 from DJ Williams. 81 from Von Miller. We had 14 tackles for loss for Albus Duverville, 12 for Von Miller, 10 for JJ Watt, 17 sacks. Oh my God, we've got the team. Von Miller with 19 sacks, 17 for JJ Watt. It was worth giving up a first round pick for him. 8.5 for Dumerville. Then we've got Kuechly with 2 interceptions, McKelvin with 2, a couple guys with 1. But then do we change the defensive playbook out of Denver? Because I think Denver's is pretty decent. I mean, we're getting crazy production with sacks, that's for sure. Last time we were in the playoffs, we lost in the first round. This time we move on, 17-15 barely, but we move on to the divisional round to take on the New England Patriots, my favorite team. Will it be an AFC Championship appearance? I feel like we're a year too early for that. Never mind. We move on to the AFC Championship. Are we going to win a Super Bowl? That feels crazy. That feels crazy. If we could win a Super Bowl here, we're taking on the Texans. They're 11-6. I mean, it's AFC Championship time. We jump in for championship games and for Super Bowls. So let's go win an AFC Championship, I guess. Here we go. AFC Championship on the road in Houston. I'm not quite sure how we're here, but maybe we're the Miracle Broncos. I don't know, but I'm down for it. I'm not going to complain if we win a Super Bowl here in 3 seasons. But it's not looking good. We're down 17-7. Might have to jump in here third quarter action. It's not looking too good for the good guys. We've got Thomas, Crabtree, and Royal with Kelsey. But I gotta remember that we're using a. Oh God, yep, that's what I was worried about. Nobody got open, and I was using a lefty quarterback, is what I was trying to say there as I was focusing. But I think we're gonna lose the AFC Championship. Yeah, 24-7. We're not ready yet. We're about a year away, I think. But does this mean because we made the AFC Championship, do we keep the playbooks now? I don't know. I don't know. But I was right. I feel like we were a year away. I'm surprised we even made it to the AFC title game, to be honest with you. But that's going to give us some good momentum, that's for sure. Or do I switch it now to Kansas City, even though we had this good run? I just don't know. I don't know at all. Being in the AFC Championship game, though, is going to make our draft pick not great, obviously. So we're not going to be able to come away with anybody too spectacular unless we trade up. I was kind of hoping we could pair Jadeveon Clowney on this defense. That'd be just like insane. It would be unbelievable to have Jadeveon Clowney on this team, or maybe even Aaron Donald, but I don't know. Let's take a look at the roster and see what our game plan is going to be. So Tebow, even with the great season that he had, he doesn't go up to star dev. I was kind of hoping he would. I think this team needs some sort of injection of. We do need to get a new middle linebacker, though. That's for sure. AJ Hawk's kind of starting to decline a little bit. This team needs an injection on offense, and I think that injection is probably a new playbook. I think that's going to be the best scenario. Adrian Peterson wins MVP of the Super Bowl for the Vikings. Matt Stafford MVP of the league. Greg Jennings and Von Miller are the players of the year, and then DeAndre Hopkins and Tyrann Mathieu. We could have had defensive rookie of the year, but we didn't draft him. But we do get defensive player of the year with Von Miller. Not a surprise. He had like killer amount of sacks. I think I'm going to change the playbook. I know that we just made the playoffs, and an AFC championship with this playbook, but I think I'm going to do it. We're going to select the option of Von Miller. We got to bring Ryan Clady back. He declined me the last time. That's not going to happen this time. I mean, I could just franchise tag him again, but we're going to hopefully get him locked up for a long time. Please accept this, Mr. Clady. Thank you. Took a lot of our money away, but it needed to happen. Cassius Vaughn, only 26. Good player. He's good depth at corner at the very least. He's going to come back. 60 million. We've got a couple guys. Tebow. Oh, no. I didn't realize Tebow was needed a contract. I shouldn't have signed Cassius Vaughn then. Crap. Okay. We're going to have to pay Tebow a ton of money. This changes so many things because now we're not going to have near enough money to do anything that I wanted to do. Tebow's coming back. We have $11 million now. I didn't see Tebow. All right. Well, how do we let go of an 85 overall center? I can't let go of an 85 overall center. I know he's only hidden dev, or he's only normal dev, but I can't let go of a 85 overall center. Please accept this. The franchise tag's 15 million. I can't trade Demaryius Thomas, can I? I mean, I can. Should I? Jordan Reed, Kendall Hunter, David Bakhtiari. We don't need any more tackles. Can I get a first round pick for Eric Decker? No. If I can't get a first round pick for Eric Decker, can I get a wide receiver for him? I don't know if there's a wide receiver that I want to go after. There's a couple wide receivers in this draft class that I like. How about a second round pick? Second round pick for Eric Decker is a little bit more achievable. What about I give you a 4? Okay, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. What about if I step it up to a 3? They like that a lot. All right, somehow we were able to squeeze a 2 out of the Bears. Hopefully that comes in handy. Demaryius Thomas, it feels disgusting to have to trade him, but just don't see any other way around it. There are a couple of decent options here. We could go with Mo Claiborne, or we could go Alshon Jeffrey. I don't think we need a corner that bad, do we? Let's just swap for Alshon Jeffrey. That's fine. We don't need a quarterback or a corner that bad. And I guess I'm meant to franchise tag JD Walton. So we're not going to be able to go into free agency this year. I didn't see Tebow. Oh, that sucks, man. I wouldn't have re-signed Cassius Vaughn if I would have seen Tebow there. So that's annoying. But we were able to get a second round pick for Eric Decker, which we could use to bring in another free agent or another wide receiver. This mock draft's going to be huge. This mock draft number 5 is going to be absolutely huge to see where we are going to be going. But first, I want to make sure that we switch playbooks here. So we are currently in a multiple power run. I might switch this again just to make sure we're in the right stuff, but 3-4 under is fine. Where is Kansas City? I probably should have went the other way, right? Yeah, I bet they're going to be like right next to each other, aren't they? Pretty much. All right, Kansas City's offense. We're switching to that. Hopefully that makes a difference. Private workouts. We have that extra second round pick. I did scout Jadeveon Clowney for fun. All right, at wide receiver. So logistically, realistically, we could come away with Devontae Adams and Jarvis Landry and one of the top guys, I guess. Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald. We need another middle linebacker, that's for sure. AJ Hawk's not going to be able to get the job done much longer. None of these guys could play middle linebacker, I don't think. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Is there anybody down here? Little sneaky, little sneaky good? Not really. So we just do Kelvin Benjamin for the memes. Kelvin Benjamin for the memes. All right, mock draft number 5. Show me what you got. Who we mock to take, because that's going to be crucial. Number 1 pick is Greg Robinson. 2 is Jadeveon Clowney. We were never going to be able to get Odell, I don't think. There's Aaron Donald. Where are we taking? Shazier. I might need to trade up to get Shazier. We're projected at number 29. That's a brutal projection for us. I think I got to trade up to get Shazier. It's not like a super high jump. It's only from 29 to 15. That's not like crazy high trade up, but it's possible. From 29 to probably 27. Hopefully it lets me do it by twos, because it's going to take less time if I can do it by twos. Why do the Patriots need a quarterback? Where's Tom Brady at? Tom Brady's not on the Patriots anymore? That's wild. All right, I'm probably just going to do this method until I get up to 15 with the Cowboys. So I will save you the time, so you don't have to watch it. And I will go do this and be back with the 15th overall pick to be able to get Ryan Shazier. And then our middle linebacker problem is solved. And hopefully our winning problem is solved as well. Okay, so we have pick number 15 now. We can hopefully, as long as everything goes my way, which it really never does, if I'm being honest, we should be able to grab ourselves Ryan Shazier and be totally done with middle linebacker. Greg Robinson goes number 1 overall. Jadeveon Clowney didn't go number 1 overall. That's kind of crazy. Jawan James goes 3. Let's just skip to our pick. So Shazier has not been taken, thankfully. Odell goes next, and then Khalil Mack, then Aaron Donald. Good picks. I would have liked any of those guys. But they are not a need as much as Ryan Shazier is. This is one of the only times I've ever drafted Ryan Shazier in one of these rebuilds. But he is here, he is available, and he is our second middle linebacker on the squad. And now, because of that Aaron Decker trade, we have 2 second-round picks. One of them, if not both of them, needs to be a wide receiver. That's just obvious. So let's get Jarvis Landry. Why not? Why not? That's a wide receiver pickup right there. That replaces Eric Decker. We probably need to draft another wide receiver, including Devontae Adams, if he didn't just get taken. I don't see him on there. We probably need to take him to replace Demaryius Thomas. So this might just be back-to-back wide receiver. Oh, he did get taken. I didn't see his name. What the heck? Devontae. Oh, I missed it. It's the Steelers. I completely went over it. Okay, so Devontae Adams is gone. So that might have to push our wide receiver need back slightly. I'm not going to take like Martavis Bryant or anything like that. All right, well, that throws away my plan. Now I got to try to just go off the cuff here and see what is going to be next. I did scout corner, but there's nobody here that I'm going to take right now. Malcolm Butler should be in one of these trades, or one of these draft classes soon. Probably this one. I don't really know where to go now without the Devontae Adams pickup. I thought he'd be there. I kind of just assumed. Maybe I shouldn't have assumed. I could go Devontae Freeman. That might not be a bad one. He's got 4.5 speed. Yeah, let's go Devontae Freeman. Why not? We could always use another running back. He's number 12 in true value. Wow. Maybe he's going to start right away over Noshawn Moreno. Who knows? Next user pick is the 3rd round. Martavis Bryant got grabbed. Hmm. We could go Dante Moncrief, I guess. I'm not really seeing anybody that I want to go after here. Alan Hearns is down there, but not really feeling that. This is one of those drafts where there's not a lot of substance after the top, like 40 picks or 50 picks. Hmm. We could go one of these corners, like Jalen Watkins or Brashad Breeland. Which one is faster? 5'11, 4.4 speed for Jalen Watkins. Doesn't have great coverages. And Brashad Breeland, 4.5 speed, but has slightly better coverage. Interesting. They're both not that good. Is Malcolm Butler? Malcolm Butler's in this class, right? He either got taken or... Oh, no, I passed him. There he is. I thought he was in this class. Maybe I just hold out for him, I guess. But what do I do with this third pick, though? This third round pick. I can't take any of those wide receivers. Man, there's not a lot for me to be happy about, right? None of these... I don't want any of these guys, really. Maybe Anthony Hitchens, I guess, is the best guy available. We'll take him. I mean, that's not that good of a pickup. He's got hidden dev, I guess. That's something. But I think I'll go to the fifth round. We'll take Malcolm Butler if he's available. He should be. And then we will sim out of this and hopefully win a Super Bowl. Pierre Desir is available. Where's Malcolm at? There he is. All right, we'll grab Malcolm. That'll be an extra corner. He's got hidden dev. Good for Malcolm. Okay, let's sim out of the draft and move on to season 4, where hopefully the change in playbook helps Tim Tebow out. We're obviously going to see a spike in Travis Kelce's numbers, but I'm hoping that we see a spike in Tim Tebow's numbers. I mean, we just played in the AFC Championship. We just played in the AFC Championship game. It's got to be our time. We've got a great team. It's really all dependent on how Tim Tebow plays. Because the team around him is good enough to win a championship. That is for sure. The team around him is good enough to win a championship, especially the defense. The defense is lights out. I mean, look at this defense. This defense is unbelievably good. So I'm not worried about the defense at all. I'm a little bit worried about Tim Tebow, though. We'll see how he develops. And no, Sean, he's fine. He's not really developing like I wanted him to, but this could be the year. I'm very curious to see how Tebow does in this Kansas City playbook. Let's see what happens. The simulation for year 4 is over, and it looks like the change to the Kansas City playbook, along with the God Squad team that I've put together so far around Tim Tebow, has paid off because we won 13 games and we're the number 1 seed. So thankfully, it was the right decision. I was kind of second guessing myself once I started the simulation. I was like, did I make a mistake? We were in the AFC Championship last year with the Bronco playbook. We got better. Maybe that won't matter. Like maybe we'll still be in the AFC Championship regardless of the playbook. I don't know, but it looks like it paid off for us. We got 13 wins and we were able to make the playoffs as the 1 seed. So that makes me happy. Makes me very, very happy. And Tim Tebow, these numbers are a lot better. Still a few too many interceptions, but I like these numbers a lot better than his previous numbers. A few more touchdowns, a few less interceptions, a lot more yards. That's good to see. No, Sean had a good season for what he is. 3 1,000-yard receivers. Crabtree, Alshon Jeffrey, who we got in the trade with Demaryius Thomas, and then Kelce. Obviously, you would expect him to get over 1,000 yards. It's the Kansas City playbook. Eddie Royal did good as well. 12 touchdowns for Alshon Jeffrey is kind of cool. And then defensively, 108 tackles from Kuechly, 104 from the rookie Shazier. Miller had 83. McKelvin had 72. J.J. Watt had 21 tackles for loss. 15 for Sheldon Richardson, 13 for Von Miller, 11 for Marcus Thomas, who is the backup D tackle, I guess. Sack leader. This is why I didn't want to change the Bronco defense, because sacks go crazy in the Bronco defense. 17.5 for Von Miller, 11.5 for J.J. Watt, and 7 for Sheldon Richardson. And then Ladarius Webb, He had 12 in the first year. He's got 5 now. 3 for Shazier, 2 for Kuechly. So we don't produce a lot of interceptions, at least like spread out. But the sack numbers are pretty crazy. And it's time to see if we can get back to an AFC championship for the second straight year. We can. Barely. Field goal victory, but hey, it is what it is. We are taking on the Texans, who we rematch. They beat us last year in the AFC title game, but this time it's on our home field in Mile High. Oh, there's some sweet, sweet revenge on the table. Let's go win an AFC championship. It wouldn't be an AFC title game in Denver, Colorado if it wasn't snowing on the field, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This is playoff football. 7-0 we lead, 10-0 we lead, 10-3 at halftime. Late third quarter action. Tebow's driving. He's got a 17-point lead. Well, 17-3 lead. Into the fourth quarter, Texans score. We gave the ball back to the Texans, but they got to drive down the field. They don't have a chance. It's over. It's over. OVA. It's over. Tim Tebow will play in a Super Bowl. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. He will play in a Super Bowl against a team that we don't know yet. I did see that the Lions went 15-2, so it could be the Lions who we play. But thank the heavens, thank the baby Jesus that we are playing in a Super Bowl here in year number 4. I said that we were probably a year away when we fell to the Texans last year. And look at us now. We got our sweet, sweet revenge, and we are taking on that 15-win Lions team. Okay, this is not going to be easy. We may have had a little bit of not a cakewalk, but a little bit of an easier path with the Texans. This one is going to be the real deal. So let's put our big boy pants on and let's take down the Detroit Lions, get Tim Tebow that Super Bowl, and complete this rebuild. We are here in Miami for the Super Bowl, Lions and Broncos. It's not going to be easy. This is a 15-win Detroit Lions squad. This is not going to be easy whatsoever, but I do think that our team in general is just better. We lead 14-7, 21-7 fourth quarter action, 21-14. Okay, Lions are fighting back. They're feisty, but the clock is going to accelerate. The clock is not on their side. All we got to do is hold this team down for the amount of time needed to win a Super Bowl. Tim Tebow is just 2.5 minutes away from glory, from what he was robbed of in his actual career. Moreno gets that first down, absolutely needed it. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Now the Lions will start using their timeouts because they're going to be coming desperate. The Detroit Lions are going to be desperate to stop us. One more first down will seal a Broncos Super Bowl. Can we get it? Who's in the backfield now? It's Alfred Morris. And he will run right into a Lion player. He'll stay on his feet. Get no yards, but that was pretty awesome. That was pretty eventful for getting no yards. Can we get something going here? Moreno to the outside. No, Sean was so close to the first down. I thought he was going to have it. He just didn't have quite enough speed. Oh, doing a read option in this situation is way too risky. It might be cool, but it's way too risky to go for a read option in this situation. Moreno shut down 4th and 2. Final timeout used. I mean, we got to take the field goal. There's no way we can risk trying to go for it and not getting it, and then the Lions tie it at 21. So we have Matt Prater drill the field goal, 24-14, 10-point advantage. And the Lions don't have what it takes. Tim Tebow and the Denver Broncos are your world champions 4 years deep into the rebuild. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's Harrison Smith right there. That is what I'm talking about. We got John Fox a Super Bowl ring, although I think he had one. Wasn't he like some sort of coordinator on a championship team? He might have been. I don't know. Who cares? The real thing that we matter is right there. Tim Tebow with a Lombardi. Show me Tebow with the Lombardi. Give it to me. Give it to me, Commish. John Fox holds it up, even though it's not technically John Fox. You get the you know what it is. You're not going to give me Tim Tebow holding the championship, or holding the trophy. That's crazy. But he outplayed Matt Stafford by a mile. My God, Tim Tebow, the GOAT, the Kansas City Playbook killed I should have changed the Kansas City playbook from the beginning. What am I doing? I could have saved so much time. Although I really do think that the team that we had certainly helped, but I think the team that we've built would have been good in any playbook, probably. It's just that good of a team. Okay, so the rebuild is finished. We have completed it. We have successfully gotten the Denver Broncos a championship along with Tim Tebow at the quarterback position. And I'm pretty sure almost every single position got changed, except for maybe the offensive line. So Tebow does in fact go up to start Ev. He's going to go crazy in the next couple of years. We might have built ourselves a little bit of a Hall of Famer right here. So we change almost every single position. The center, the left guard. So the entire offensive line stays the same except for Osemele comes in at right guard. But then the entire offense is different except for the offensive line. No Sean's no longer the starter, and the defense is completely different. I mean, we added the only guy that's originally here Elvis Dumerville, Quentin Carter, and Wesley Woodyard, along with DJ Williams, I guess. And then some of the corners. The only additions were McKelvin and Lardarius Webb. So there's a few Bronco originals still here, but I mean, and Von Miller, obviously. But we had our fingerprints are all over this Broncos organization. This pairing of Von Miller, Luke Kuechly, and JJ Watt is absolutely unbelievably awesome. I can't believe I actually was able to do it. Trading that extra first round pick that we had for JJ Watt was so much the right move. It may not have seemed like it in the time, but that was so the right move to do. And we got Tim Tebow. He's 28 years old. He's now star dev. I think we built a Hall of Fame player right here. He's getting his accuracies up. He's never going to be amazing at the deep ball, but that's not what we need him to do. We need him to be a system quarterback in this Kansas City offense, and he's certainly going to be that because we've got a championship now, and we've done it. So let's take one look at the season recap, and then we'll say goodbye to all the fans. So it's Tim Tebow who wins Super Bowl MVP, as he should. We also get Matt Ryan to win MVP of the league. Adam Rodgers, who I don't know, is obviously a auto-generated head coach. He wins Coach of the Year. Roddy White and KJ Wright are the Offensive and Defense Player of the Year. Odell and Ryan Shazier are your Rookie of the Year. So we had, what, 3 Rookies of the Year? 3 Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Because Von Miller won it. Kuechly didn't win it, unfortunately, I don't think. Who else won it? Maybe we only had 2. Because I know we had Lardarius Webb won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know. We won a few awards. We got a Super Bowl. That's all that matters. Tim Tebow is now a Super Bowl champion. We have rebuilt the Broncos with Tim Tebow as the starting quarterback. Like I said in the intro, if you want to see this concept with any other specific player or scenario or team or whatever, let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know what other just regular teams you want to see me rebuild in the future. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.